All right. YouTube stream should be going now. Did Twitch stream stop at all? All right, Lucy, that's enough. Are we good? Are we back, chat? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What's your number? Never left. Cool. All right, so we can do that now. All right, Cuckoo. We should be back live on YouTube now, if that's better for you. Okay, cool. Going back to work on Monday. Very nice. It's been January for 84 years, for real. They're from Charity, also the username Charity. Okay, YouTube is back. That's good. All right. So a week off. Very good for you, Nikki. I hope you have a great week off. So this is like our first like semi back to normal stream on the PCs. As I rebuild our OBS scene layouts, what would you guys like to see? What would you guys like as like the layouts on the streams? Diverticulitis. I think I have a family member who has that. Yeah. I have a family member who has that. That's really rough to live with. Lo siento. The marquee that you made. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a great marquee. Thank you for making that. I would have to find the code that you made for it and see if we can still do it. I think I made the like information, the like updates window, so people didn't have to like wait for the marquee to circle around. So just like a real quick poll for people who are here. Would you guys rather have like a scrolling marquee at the bottom? Or would you rather have like the updates box? I think, and I think on the gameplay screen, I don't think I'm going to have the updates there anymore. I think we may go back to full screen gameplay and like just a small webcam overlay rather than like a separate webcam. I think I'm leaning towards full gameplay window, but yeah. A custom chat box. What do you mean by that, Will? Yeah, it's been a very rough month, yeah. What's up, Finkel? Constant moving can be distracting. Yeah. Oh, that's rough, Darth. Sorry, dude. Also, I need to figure out like what game or games that I actually want to be playing. Or, I mean, I have games lined up to do as videos, and I have to figure that out. Not even figure that out. I just have to do that. I don't have to figure it out. It's already figured out. I just have to do it. Been looking at Deadlock. Reminds me a lot of Smite. A much more agile and complex version of Smite. Glanced at High Guard. I do think High Guard is getting too much of a bad rap. But I also don't think High Guard would be good for me. I'm just not going to be good at it. Really obsessed with Hades 2. Don't know how interesting and fun that would be to watch, though. I think it'd be amazing to play. Not sure how amazing it'd be to watch. Resident Evil. Leon. Very excited for Resident Evil 9. Widget ones where it pops up like text messages. So instead of this box, you want a more customized, unique version of a text box. Is that accurate? Is the guy from Magic Funhouse? Desmi? What's up? Hello, welcome. How are you doing tonight, wherever you are in the world? Greetings. I just rebuilt 2 PCs a couple weeks ago, so I don't have a lot set up here on the current streaming layout, but we got some bare minimums going on here. Get them in OBS, okay. I shall look into them. Anything else you guys would want to see? Leon, Claire, Leon, Ashley, Leon. I was debating if I was gonna play a game tonight. I don't think I'm gonna play a game tonight. Donkey. I don't think we're doing a game tonight, but I really am wanting to get videos up and rolling again. Okay, cool. Thank you, Will, for the link. Much appreciated. I will jot that down as well. Really wanting to get, I think previously, like last year, like let's say last fall, I was really motivated to just get content going, and really motivated to finish Lies of P, and then Lies of P DLC, and now that I've finished that game, even though I did try Sekiro, it just has, I don't know, as we talked about in the previous stream 2 weeks ago, I'm very satisfied. Like I don't have a hunger for it as much anymore. But I am really motivated to get videos going. So I feel not less motivation, but like, you know, less hunger, less drive. And I'll be, you know, just to be honest, like less drive, prioritization. And I also have like so much else going on in personal life too. So like that also affects that as well. And also it was just in order to stream, there's like so much that I have to do to get OBS back going, to get Pete back up and put together. I thought he was fine, but apparently he's not. Get the chatbot fully back together and going, etc. Just to get the PCs fully functional. So that's like stuff as well. But anyways, I guess I'm wanting just to explain that I'm feeling very excited about making gaming videos. Same time, I'm also like really worried. Like, is this? I know I want to. I've done so many different types of digital content, whether it's music mashups, music covers, music originals, vlogs, parodies, happy pranks, ? Happy prank comedy videos. That's what I would consider the highway sing-alongs. They're like a happy prank. Gaming videos, gaming streams, music streams. Is that all the digital content I've done? I think that's pretty much all of it. So, you know, we've done a lot. We've done a lot of different types of stuff, different genres, different categories of content. And a lot of it's very fulfilling and satisfying to me. So, and I know that for like the rest of my theoretical life, I want to be some type of digital entertainer. I really enjoy this, very satisfying, refreshing, and fulfilling to me. Like, so how do we turn this into a self-sustaining career so that can do this instead of having side jobs? I am providing all that context for this next thought. Is, you know, it's just a big worry to me about like, is the concept of gaming videos, is the pursuit of gaming videos, is that still like viable? Is that still a thing that can be done for, you know, content creator? And I think so. I have this like knee-jerk like side fear of like, what if I'm crazy? But my core belief and my core, when I look into it and I do the research and I think about it and I analyze it and I look whatever else is happening, I'm like, no, it's still, it's fine. Just do it. Just, you have to do it. Like, you're not going to go from 0 to 1 million subscribers in a week. Like, you've got to put in the time. You got to put in the weeks and the months and the years, and you'll hopefully get to a place where it's self-sustaining. But you have to do it. Like, you can't just like strategize about it. You can't just think about it. You can't just analyze about it. You can't just plan it out. And you can't just like do the research on what games you'll play or like what editing types you'll do or whatever. Like, you can't just think about it. You have to fucking do it. And exactly, Crispy. Like, it's still viable. But I just get afraid. I get afraid. And then that fear and, you know, triggers a little bit of like, well, maybe I need to research this more before I do it. You know, that like perfectionist loop, basically. Yeah, we saw Charmin in December. She came by a stream. But besides that, not very much. The last like 6 months, no. Sorry, squirrel. So anyways, I think it's viable. You just got to do it. So that's my goal for this year. That's my goal for this month. It's my goal every month. I feel like a broken record whenever I say it, but it is true. But I do feel like a broken record, but it is true. but I do feel like a broken record. But it is true. So that's what I'm working towards. And part of like the updating the PCs and everything is so I can keep doing this content. If I didn't actually want to do it, I wouldn't put in all this time and money and effort and stress to do this, So, anyways, I know you guys don't doubt me at all. Or maybe you question sometimes, but you still lovingly support me. That would be understandable. I would understand that. I try to be realistic. The first step to making anything work is just showing up consistently. Indeed. And the second step is not burning out, ? Hytale. Is Hytale the like Minecraft-esque one that like Riot bought and then sold back to the original people? I think we talked about this previously. I've never played Minecraft. I think that would be an interesting video, like watching, some boomer millennial play Minecraft for the first time. Are you the youngest one here? We got some like 20s. We got some like mid to late 20s folks. You're here for the downfall? The fuck? Yeah. The Spell Brigade is like League's top-down view, but with Mega Bonks monster grinding. The Spell Brigade. Okay, I shall make a note of that. I also saw another recent game. It was like RTS view, but Mega Bonk monster kill. There was another game that I saw recently. Has it already been that long? I'm looking through my emails. Also, now I feel very uncomfortable that I use emails as a way to talk to myself, considering someone else very infamous who uses emails to talk to himself and make notes. Where was this? Where was this email? I think I got this email to myself about Blawwolf emotes. It wasn't that far back. I must have missed it. Not a big deal, but there was a game. Reanimal. Reanimal is a game that's made by the Little Nightmares creators, original creators. They have a demo out. The new actual full game, Reanimal, comes out February 14th. And then there's also Lort. That's the one. So there's a game called Lort. It looks very funny, silly. And I was thinking maybe trying to get some friendos to get together to play that. And then I watched Dado's new player how to play Deadlock. But as I was watching it, I was like, this is one, I don't think I'm going to be very good at this. Two, I think this is going to like suck up so much of my time if I try to play this, unless I do like the ARAM version. And then three, I don't think this is going to be good for me psychologically, it being a PvP game and you have to get good, etc., etc., etc. Though it looks very unique and refreshing for the MOBA genre. And I bet Riot's probably feeling a little bit of heat. They have announced like a big overhaul of like League and stuff coming out for like this year or next year. Anyways, those two games were the ones I was trying to find. Lort and whatever one I just mentioned. TJ's Forever 29, 32. Can we go with 32? I feel 32 psychologically, physical, maybe not quite physically. My back is getting stiff. I'm just always having to like stretch it out. Like just like bending over to touch your toes, my back pops like 4 or 5 times when I bend over to touch my toes. It feels amazing, makes me concerned. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Why is this happening? But I'm glad that I still have flexibility. I don't know. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Thank you, Nikki. I keep having to tell people I'm autistic, but not like Elon Musk. Bro, have y'all, real quick, we don't have to go into this for too long, but did y'all see his like business announcement in the last couple days? Today slash yesterday slash day before? He's got like 4 or 5 companies, right? He's got like Twitter, X. He's got Tesla. He's got XAI, and he's got SpaceX. And he's got some other stuff like the Boring Company and stuff. And now he's going to, one of them was already running out of money. And now he's merging them. Oh, Tesla's sales. They were 45% below expectations. 45%. Can you believe that? Can you fucking believe that? Oh my God. Let me just make sure I get my numbers right. I don't want to be spouting off bullshit. Net profits in 2025 plummeted. This is the correct version. I was like close, but net profits in 2025 plummeted by 46%, with Q4 profits dropping 61% year over year. So that's not good. And now he's going to be he's the head of both companies. And so now he's merging 2 of the companies. What is it, like SpaceX and I think it's SpaceX and Tesla. I can't remember, maybe the XAI. I don't know. And now he's combining some of them together. And someone posted a meme of like 3 different AI versions, like an AI Photoshop comp version of like 3 different Elon Musks, like all shaking hands, like to get this business deal done. And it's, it's like, what? Anyways, there was another company that was like running out of money as well, right? Yeah, XAI has a projected 13 billion loss for 2025. And I think SpaceX can't remember if that one is supplemented by government funds or not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's just I just am in disbelief. I don't know, dude. Okay, we don't have to talk about it anymore. Just crazy talk. Like, and the whole thing about all this is that Tesla's stock is still like super duper high. And it's like, how are people not seeing? Like, why are people still invested in the stock if the profits are way not doing well? All right. You're right. You're right. Anyways, I was going to try and say something like positive or like, like I don't necessarily know everything. And I don't. Like, I don't know everything. But I couldn't come up with anything to like balance it out. I couldn't come up with anything to balance it out. I couldn't come up with anything to balance it out. I like to be balanced, recognizing the weaknesses of both sides, yada, yada. I couldn't come up with anything. Anyways, waiting for your hips to adjust. I have not reached that point yet. Just never bend over. How often do I touch my toes? Pretty often, because that's one of the few things that helps my back feel better. It's just growing over the like hours. Especially right now, I'm like standing during my main job for many hours at a time. There's like this growing tension in my back, and so like doing various back exercises or whatever just to like release that tension, crack those knuckles, basically. Speaking of, like that's my back, but all the time, not all the time, most of the time. Where do we think the timeline got messed up? Where do I think the timeline got messed up? For the memes, yeah, Harambe. For the science, the the Hadron Collider. That was like 2012. And that would have also been the Mayan calendar. And then I have another one that I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it. But there was something else between 2005 and 2015 that happened, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. And I think it's a pendulum. It happened, and then now we're in the dark part as a result of that. And I do think we'll swing back, but we the people have to make it swing back. Um, Laying on the edge of your bed to decompress your back. Do I lay off the edge of do I have like my feet on the bed and my shoulders off the bed, that type of thing? My usual trick to decompress is like leaning up against a doorway or like something overhead, and like like your arms are here and you kind of bend your back like that. Or like bending over and like pulling on something that is an immovable object to like stretch out the this when you're curled over with your back and like stretch out the back like that. That's really nice. Hanging doesn't quite do the same thing for me. Hanging from like a chin-up bar, pull-up bar doesn't quite. But like leaning over and like pulling something that's low to the ground, that really stretches out my back. Maybe because it's like a curved back type of thing rather than a. But what is that happening? I don't know what that was. That is. Okay. Is this a movie? Are you talking about a movie? Okay. No, I don't think it was. It's not that either. But or maybe I don't know. Maybe okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna comment anymore. Not gonna comment anymore on the thing. Anyways, so this is something I've been wanting to say though. We've all been having like a really rough month, couple weeks. I genuinely believe that we are, all of us, we are getting a lot of rough stuff out of the way early this year. We must, like, you don't become stronger through easy living. What is it? Good times make weak people. Weak people make bad times. Bad times make strong people. Strong people make good times. I think it's an ever going cycle. And for us in this current phase, and I do think this is objective. I think there's a lot of evidence to demonstrate this is objective right now. We're going through some really rough times because we as a people have, trying to be very careful with my words here, with all the evidence, especially over the weekend, we as a people have been too lax in our critical thinking, and not saying you and me, I'm saying we as a people, we as a society. And as a result, it's brought about these times. And as a result of these times, people are going to have to get much, not have to, but will become much better at various things that I can't even think of right now, but definitely critical thinking. And it's not going to be everybody. There's still going to be a minority that stay in their own special world. But a lot of the other people, we're going to get stronger mentally, emotionally. I'm also, let's get physically stronger, better too. And better at things as well. Better at being more vocal, explaining things better, learning how to reach people better, better at other things. I'm not going to like go too far off on a tangent on that. But we as a society, we as a people are going to get better as a result of these tough times. We're going to toughen up. I think what we're going through right now is similar to what made the greatest generation of the 40s and 50s. It is going to be extremely difficult. It's going to be extremely painful. It's going to be anguishing. It is going to be anxiety filling. It is going to be horrific. It is going to be psychologically stressful. But I do think, should we survive this phase, this transition, I do think we will be better and stronger as a society. And it will create a lot of good, strong people, which will then create good times, which will then create weak people, which will then create bad times. There's no way, I don't think there's any way to stop the cycle, but you have to live through it, and you have to push through it, and you have to stay on the path and not abandon it. Much easier said than done. But you can't take breaks, though. It's important to take breaks. It's vital that you take breaks and take care of yourself. But I do really, truly, firmly believe that we're getting a ton of stuff, not necessarily out of the way, but we're going through all this stuff now, and it's going to make us stronger later, and it's going to get things, like, this was going to happen. I have almost no doubt that this stuff was going to happen at some point. It's happening very early. If this had happened another year or two from now, I think it'd be in a much worse position. But I think a lot of this stuff is happening now. And as a result, we're going to hopefully be able to jump on it and make changes much earlier, and be in a better position as a result. But doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable. It's going to be extremely painful. And like, I know we're all very much suffering. Some people, obviously some people much more than others. But I really, truly believe that that's going to, if we can stay up, it's going to create large change, and hopefully change for the better. I just really believe in us as a people, basically. I think there are enough rational people, and there are enough tools at our disposal, even though it really feels like there isn't. I think there are enough tools at our disposal to right the ship. And I really am glad that we have all this horrific stuff coming out over the weekend, because, like, you can definitely, I'll get a little more specific here. You can definitely question or doubt some of the testimonies. Like, let's say it's an interview, a report written by an FBI agent of an interview about so-and-so. And similar, related, and you can somewhat doubt if it's a testimony that's more recent, in like the last, let's say, 10 years. At that point, it became much more of a big, you can. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying they're all fake. I'm not saying they're all 100% real. I believe almost everything I've read so far. I do think you can question some of them, but some of these testimonies are from like decades ago, before this was like a well-known thing. And it's really hard to doubt or question those. And it's very hard to doubt or question when all these testimonies have extremely similar details, especially the older ones. So that's the testimonies. Then there's the emails. The emails that they never expected anyone to read. Or maybe they did, but to speak so casually about this stuff. So sure, you can question or doubt the test. My point is you can question or doubt the testimonies, but it's extremely difficult with a rational mind to doubt or question the emails. And I am lifted by that concept. It is hard evidence of all this stuff. It is hard evidence when a name appears 5,000 times in emails or whatever. I don't know if it's 5,000 times in specifically the emails, but that becomes difficult, very difficult to deny or sweep aside. And so I am lifted by that evidence. So I think there's going to be, there was something else that was even talked about in this. I don't even want to say the names. It's just so disgusting to me at this point. J.E. said, not to corner, he wrote once about in one of these emails about not to corner a rat. The rat becomes desperate and attacks. So I do think we're going to see a lot more in the next 10 months of desperation. And I think those who are not convinced by the emails like today they announced that they want to nationalize the elections and they want the federal government to take over the elections, which is a thing handed directly, stated directly in the Constitution for the states to control. And we're already seeing the pushback on the Second Amendment. We're very much on the Second Amendment. We're also seeing the pushback on the Fourth Amendment. With each of these moves of desperation, they will lose support. And they're not going to stop these desperation moves. They're going to continue trying to grab as many cookies out of the cookie jar as they can, which is going to make them fail. So, I mean, even here in DFW, what is it? Someone wrote like they specifically gerrymandered a new district or something. And maybe that's not accurate, but there was a special election over the weekend here in DFW, and it like usually goes conservative by like double-digit points, and it went double-digit blue instead. It's ridiculous. I think we're going to continue seeing that. I think so anyways, I think the more desperation that we see, the more support they're going to lose. And so I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's still very far away, and we have to actually get there without losing full control of the car, but without the car being fully taken over. But stay strong. Keep doing what you can. Take care of yourself when you can. when you need to, but continue speaking up, sharing information, changing hearts and minds as you can. For me, information and evidence is a more powerful and more successful tool. Trying to make emotional pleas, I find that the people who are still in support of the current administration generally have their hearts turned off and like no access to emotional pleas. So I just don't find it being successful. But I find that evidence, undeniable evidence, is more, you have to, it has to be approached in a certain way, yada, yada. But I find that evidence is the most successful way to change people's minds. But that's just me, and that's just my own experience. But I really do believe that these attempts at desperation will fail. You're already starting to see the splinters. You're already starting to see the cracks. I mean, the files, the JE files got released because of two prominent conservatives, right? Anyways. The fake news, yeah, I mean, that's certainly true. The fake news, I think, is a psychological defense mechanism. So you also have to in my experience, you have to learn the difference between learning what a defense mechanism is. When a defense mechanism pops up, it means they're uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that they're actually rejecting. It's a knee-jerk reaction of pushing something away because they feel uncomfortable. But they feel uncomfortable at a certain level because they know that there's, subconsciously, not consciously, they know that there's something wrong. They know that there's something not lining up. They know that something they're doing or saying or believe is not quite right or accurate or tracking. And they will have an instant knee-jerk reaction against something, and that's not the time to press it. That's just going to reinforce walls. And it has to be approached, they have to be, whether it's on their own or whatever, they have to let that stuff in. I'm speaking from experience with multiple people that I've dated who had very strong defense mechanisms that pop up. And it's not easy, it's not fun. And there's sometimes one strategy will work to calm them down so that you can actually have a discussion about XYZ. And sometimes that same strategy won't work at all. But learning to identify and recognize a defense mechanism means that there's a certain part of them that is aware that it's not right. And of course, then the question is well, then how do you get past the defense mechanism? And I don't know the answer to that. But it is possible. And you're absolutely right about the defense mechanism. And it's just, there's fear, and fear, unfortunately, is the strongest human emotion. Fear about being wrong, fear about believing something that's not true, fear about, regret and being, fear of shame. There we go. Fear of shame, having said something or done something or supported something that was not right or accurate or true. Fear of just being, made a fool, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's the fear. And if one is able to find a way to assuage the fear, that is usually a really good way to move beyond the defense mechanism, to lower the defense mechanism. But that can take a lot of work. And that has to be done from the inside to actually, do the stuff. So it's almost always a fear, being afraid type of thing. But we shouldn't have to do all this work for this kind of stuff. But yeah. Yep. I do think evidence matters. I definitely think that there's definitely an anti-evidence trend happening right now. I don't disagree. I do think it matters though, and I do think it still continues to matter. Um, I am seeing it in real time over the last week or two matter, which is why I feel comfortable saying that. But I also fully agree that there's a lot of people who don't care about it. And I think that is the rub of living in democracies. Facts and information and thinking and critical thinking and processing and reevaluating your own beliefs, being comfortable changing your position, being comfortable saying I was wrong, being willing to change your opinion, being willing to change your beliefs, being willing to admit all these things, requires a couple different things. One, it requires intelligence. Two, it requires a little bit of courage, uh, etc. And not everyone has those things. Um, Not everyone has those things. Um, that's not to say that they can't, and that's not to say uh, that they're not worthwhile people. Um, it really, it just it's one of the built-in weak points of a democratic mechanism. I think we got to, I don't know. To me, then the next step is well, how do we yada yada? And I think the next step for me is my thing would be getting rid of the two-party system. It's so detrimental because then you got allegiances and you got the three different branches of government are not supposed to work in coordination with each other. They're supposed to be checks and balances on each other. What we have right now is if my team's in one thing, then I'm going to have the other team, the other people on the same team and the other branch are going to make sure that they can do what they want. And that's that's the problem. So, in my head, it's but that's a problem much bigger than my brain and much bigger than this situation. So, anyways, I do really still, I do strongly believe that evidence matters, information matters, speaking up matters, talking to people matters, sharing your opinions and beliefs matter, trying to talk to other people. I really do believe it matters. It changes, it makes change. For every one person that, see you later, Nikki. For every one person that rejects what you're saying, there's going to be like 5 or 10 more that take in a little bit, or who weren't informed, or who were on the fence, or who were scared to speak up as well. And I'm seeing this happen in real time in the last 2 weeks. I'm seeing this happen in real time, which just reinforces my belief in this stuff. It really and truly does matter. Evidence matters, speaking up matters, sharing information matters. It's all cheesy and cliche and true. So, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in interviews with government officials. I'm seeing it people responding to my stuff that I'm posting online on Instagram, and Facebook and stuff. I'm seeing it amongst my coworkers, hearing it from them. I'm seeing it amongst my friends. I'm seeing it from other content creators who were already speaking out, and seeing it from content creators who weren't already speaking out. It's absolutely happening. It's absolutely true. So, yeah. And that's encouraging to me. So I really do think we will get through this. I really do think it's going to take a whole hell of a long time, like way too long. It's going to be extremely painful, stressful. But I do think as they get more desperate, and I want to be clear, I'm not I'll just get real literal real quick. I'm not a Democrat versus Republican type of person. I am a good person versus bad people, but good person versus bad person type of person. I know some very wonderful conservatives who are truly good human beings. I know some who are great human beings, conservatives, but are also a fan of this current administration. And that's, unfortunate. But I know some great conservatives who are not fans of this current administration. And I want to use the word conservative instead of Republican because I think that's better type of descriptor for me personally. And I know some people who are more left-leaning and are not good people. And I know some people who are left-leaning and are great people. I know some extreme left people, left-wing people who are wonderful people. Off the top of my head, I don't know anyone personally, but I have definitely seen people who are left-wing, but are not bad people, but just they're not using their whole brain. So that makes me uncomfortable, basically. So, and then I also don't believe in just left and right. I think it's like a 3D cube in terms of spectrums. There's more than just one left and right. So in this current time, in this current phase, I don't care personally about more of the details of stuff. I just care about good people who believe in truth, evidence, standing up for others, following the law. Here's a thing. I never got on the abolish the police thing. I do think police need, I think there definitely needs to be some reforms in how in policing strategies and training and all that stuff. Like, yes, but I do think the law enforcement is very important because I know evildoers, such as what we've seen over this last weekend with all the emails, they, even when there are laws, they will do what they can to escape, to cause pain and horrific shit, and evade justice. And so imagine if there were no laws, or there were, et cetera, et cetera. I do think law enforcement is very important, but I also recognize, et cetera. And I do think the military, there's another thing, like more lefties are against like law enforcement with good reason. Like there definitely have been abuses. I completely agree. Or against the military. I'm not against the military. I have multiple people in my family who have served, very close friends and family who have served. I think the military, I do think the military industrial complex is not a good thing, but I do think it is good to have a strong military that can, if you don't, like as we've seen with like Ukraine and Russia, like one needs to have strong protection. And unfortunately I think there's too much money going into the military, but I do think having a strong military is good, et cetera. So I'm not, if anything, the way that I define myself is a progressive. I believe in progress. I don't like identifying or tying myself with one particular party or team. That makes me uncomfortable, because I've seen, it just makes me uncomfortable because I've seen the history of like the party leadership decides this thing and it like doesn't really jive with whatever. I believe in progress. I believe we're just constantly trying to make a more perfect union for our country specifically, and the world, and society, and digital culture, and digital society, etc. These, desegregation, women's rights to vote, Civil Rights Act, gay marriage, 8-hour workday, 5-day work week, no child labor, so child labor laws, therefore, etc. Like these are all, to me, progressive ideals, progressive movements. I would identify myself as like a rational progressive. So I just want to clarify, like I'm not a left versus right type of person. I care more about like, especially right now, good people versus bad people. And that's like the only way that I see it. Like you read these emails that came out, you see what's happening to peaceful protesters. You see what's happening to peaceful civilians who have no history of crime. I understand that they are not documented, but a lot of them are in the process of becoming citizens and they're being treated terribly. You're seeing actual citizens being treated terribly. Like there's horrific shit happening. And so for me, it's a good people versus bad people type of situation for the next foreseeable future. So that's how I see it. You don't have to see it the same way as me. I understand that. I would probably be supportive of an understanding of how you see it. But that's, So we're already seeing the cracks from the supporters of the current administration, and we just need to continue gaining momentum, continue gaining allies in this fight. And I do think that's going to continue happening. I think they can continue getting more desperate, and I think that will eventually lead to the fall. If what is it? If cholesterol doesn't do its job first. Not now. um. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hope that was understandable. I hope it wasn't too crazy. Because I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about like how would I describe myself? How would I don't know. In light of everything that's going on, and that was the conclusion that I came to. So you guys are the first people who've ever heard me say that out loud. An Army ad? They are listening. How about those Dolphins? The football team? I honestly don't know who's going in the Super Bowl. Seahawks versus the Patriots. I think I did know that. Someone told me that. Seahawks versus the Patriots. Northeast versus Northwest. East Coast versus West Coast, but not quite, but kind of. 16-3 versus 17-3. How does that happen? The Patriots. They let some other teams win for a little bit. Now they're back. I don't even know. I don't think I have anybody to watch the game with. Yes, New England is very much East Coast. That was not. Yes, that was very much the East Coast part. Seattle is technically West Coast, but like when we say East Coast versus West Coast, it's usually like New York versus Los Angeles. And since it's not the Rams or the Raiders, are the Raiders still in LA? Chargers, I think it is. So that's why it's like it is, but it's not. But it is East Coast versus West Coast, but not in the normal way. But it is Northwest versus Southeast. No, when you say like West Coast, so when you say like East Coast versus West Coast, in music, that's talking about rappers, and that's talking about Los Angeles-based rappers like Compton and Long Beach, like Snoop and the guy who just like played at the Super Bowl last year, etc. Usually, that's what West Coast versus East Coast means. Like in general. Music culture, it's New York City rappers versus Los Angeles rappers. Then sometimes you might get San Francisco as well, or just California versus New York. But like rarely when you say the phrase East Coast versus West Coast, do you mean Seattle being part of that interpretation of West Coast? I'm not denying that Seattle is on the West Coast. I'm saying the general connotation of East Coast versus West Coast is New England versus California. I'm not disagreeing with you. Kevin is voicing his opinion. Okay, everyone quiet. My show is on. He's paraphrasing here, but it's meow, 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 row, row, meow. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. That's a really good point. He makes I had not thought about that yet. Touche. Touched. And especially with that second part about what he said. I gotta say, like, he's really smart. Yeah, that was beautiful. Blauw's right. From one cat to another. Blauw, yeah. Please tell him thank you for sharing his opinion, because I would not have thought about it like that. And I think he's made me think a little bit deeper about things. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of soul searching on that one, some meditation on that tonight. Truly an intellectual and a scholar and a gentleman. You are definitely West Coast. He scratched his ear with his back leg. Read into that one, you. That's great. That's great. He's a cutie pie. All right, y'all. This has been great. I'm glad we got two streams in one. Shout out my internet. Um, I'm specifically doing research on the internet providers for this particular complex where I'm going to live, probably going to live. And doing research on like which ones have the least, which one has the least amount of like uh, connection drops during the night. I'd already been doing research on that prior to tonight with the dropping out. But that is really funny that it happened again. Yeah, again, that it happened. So hopefully it won't happen with the next spot. Cool. You can't go house hunting with me? No, I'm really private about where I live. Ever since someone posted my address on Twitter one time, and other things that have happened to me and people I know and people I don't know but are in the same industry sphere as me, I'm very private about where I live. I'm sorry. I hope you understand. I do have to figure out if I'm going to do a 2-bedroom versus a 1-bedroom. The 1-bedroom is more affordable. I could put this setup in the living room, but then you'd lose out on a lot more. If you have a second bedroom, you get like, a closet for the bedroom. If there's a second bathroom, there's a closet for the bathroom. And then you can use the shower as closet as well, because that's what I've done for 10 years now. There is no second shower. What do you mean? That's my second just uncovered storage area where I put like tripods and lights and light stands and boxes for PCs and stuff. What do you mean? Sometimes it has a shower curtain blocking it. Sometimes it doesn't. The one right now does not. So probably going to go with a 2-bedroom, but it's just more expensive. But you have a lot more storage space. Anyways, it's just, humans. We the unfortunate fallibility of humans. It's just part of the what's that phrase? Not part of the job, part of the, I don't know. Just what happens sometimes. So where I store my clothes, I know you. Man. Yep. Dry storage for delicate old books. Yeah. Is that where you actually store books, Fangle? I'm concerned about their stuff. Someone hid a tracker in a gift that she got at a con and showed up at her house with a hammer. Holy shit. I have not heard about that. I'm going to look it up right now. But yeah. That is one of my concerns about, except like back in the day, we used to do I used to have a PO box. I still have a PO box, but I used to as well. I used to have a PO box, and like people would send gifts, and especially Charmin, and I think Nikki has, I think Charity has, Blawolf definitely has, etc. I'm sure J-Dub has as well. And opening the gifts on like video or on stream. And then I got paranoid after a number of things happened to me and other people. What if it's like a bomb? What if there's a tracker? What if, I don't know. I decided it was not wise, and I stopped basically doing those, and then also I stopped promoting the PO box existence as well. And I just don't know, man. How do you, other people just go and ruin it, for everyone. I guess the equivalent, or the better version now, I guess, is like the Throne website, stuff like that, where it's like people can show their support by buying you something from XYZ online store, and it gets shipped to you, but there's a third party in between so that the address doesn't get out, and that the item is purchased directly from a company, and cannot really be tampered with. So I guess that's the equivalent. I don't know. That's where TJ spreadsheet. Shower storage is very useful. I will be honest. The light behind me is a J-Dub gift. This penguin, the Pikachu is on a penguin body. It's a penguin, and it has a Triforce symbol right there. That's a hand. I think the penguin is handmade by someone in the community. Slytherin, I think her username was something Slytherin. I met her a couple times at conventions. She's very sweet. The Stranger, that's the Destiny 2 Stranger right there. That's a gift from Blawolf as well. J-Dub, I love the Pizza Light. I don't know if you heard me talking about it, or I think you probably did. Yeah, because you resubbed at the very beginning. But yeah, I don't know if the stream went out then. I love the Pizza Light. It feels to me like it's like the open for business type of thing. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. I'm trying to see if any of the other items there are gifts from people that I can recognize quickly. Not so much. Yeah, the risks, yeah. It's giving stripper? The neon light is giving stripper? I've only been to a strip club once, and I was sober. When was that? That would have been 2013. When I was living with Naked Eli. He had a friend. He had another Halo professional friend in town, and this guy loved going to strip clubs. So we went to a strip club. I don't even remember where it was. That was my only time. It was the only time I've ever been to. There's tons of strip clubs around Los Angeles, on Hollywood Boulevard. Like they're everywhere. And I've never been in another one ever since or before. All I remember, the other guys did pay for me to get a lap dance. Cause I'd never been before. And so they bought me my first lap dance. All I really remember is that she smelled of perfume and sadness. And so it was just, like it was cool, but it was also like, feel a little bad about this situation. So I've just never had an interest in going to another one. Yeah, Ricky and Lucy loved their cactus ball. Yep. Thank you for that one as well. Having an actual strip club neon sign in a streamer background would be hilarious. What would it be like a little like can girl where like there's different legs and they just like the light, turns off. So it's like their like legs are up and then down, like the light turning off and turning on. Like what is a glowy Christmas lights going on? So every time you see a regular store with neon door lights, oh, okay, I can definitely see that like correlation, that connotation now for you. The dude was mad because the strippers paid more attention to you. That's hilarious, Charity. Yeah, yeah. I think I can pull your addresses up on Patreon. Yeah, I see a lot on Patreon. Um, so I guess I'll just tell you guys if you ever want to keep your identity private, maybe there's someone uh, in real life, or I don't know. If you ever want to keep your identity private and they have a Patreon or they have an OnlyFans, go with the OnlyFans. The OnlyFans protects like your name and address and all and stuff. Uh, you can change like your username, yada yada. But on Patreon, it shows me like on I think on OnlyFans it doesn't show the name nor the email address nor anything else, just the username. But on Patreon, it shows me y'all's names, your email, your address if you include it. Like, I don't think it shows me your credit card, obviously, but like it does not. Patreon is not the one for privacy. Just FYI. If you don't care about privacy and you have no need to worry about it, then you're fine. But so just FYI, just sharing this information. You could have known this already. It's the Google search, but just sharing it for you for future. Oh no, I see the addresses. Yeah. I know people's real names. I know all y'all's real names and emails. How do I know what OnlyFans shows? I don't know. I don't know. A Google search. A Google search. It's like that. It's like that meme where it's like, I do not see it. I do not see it. All right. Let's call it. Let's call it. It's been a great stream. We actually have chat on screen. We actually have alerts with noises. We actually have, I think the webcam was like messed up last time. We actually have a little bit of a border type of thing. I think this is cute, right? This is cute. I might change it. I just brand new, like right before the stream, installed the border thing. It's a plugin called, I don't know, three different words, something in glow. Stroke. It's stroke something and glow. Stroke, shadow, and glow. Uh, And the stroke one doesn't work correctly at all. It's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And the shadow one is okay, but the glow, this is the glow one actually. I think it looks really nice. But I got to figure it out. It's still not quite. We'll figure it out. Tangenting. I can't see past patrons on Patreon. Oh yes, I can see. Yes, I can see past patrons as well. I can see what everyone has ever done in the history of my Patreon, and their names and their emails and how much and their addresses. I can see everything. That one is the fake name. Including all your private photos. That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Time for bed for me. Birthday month. Birthday. I owe you guys. Well, yes, and I need to do a bonus content movie night for last month. We'll try and make it up. We'll figure that one out. The bonus content movie night for this month will be I owe you 7 years of streams. I do not owe you 7 years of streams. But also, I've also streamed for 12 hours a day for a number of years. We're going to do this month's movie night probably on March 1st, FYI, maybe March 2nd. March 1st or 2nd, one of the two. It'll be after this month. Could we do it the 15th? Could we do it my birthday? I'm leaning towards it being the 1st or 2nd. But I just need some time to kind of get back. I still have some big life stuff that very pressing big life things that I have to take care of. I still am going to try and get videos going. I still am going to try and do weekly streams. I just need a little bit more extra time. So, I think streams are going to be on Mondays going forward. We'll figure out the bonus content stuff. Honestly, so for me, letting go of TikTok actually takes like a lot off my mental plate. Stuff that I feel like I have to be doing or should be doing or supposed to be doing or want to be doing. So that's good. Helps me. One of the things I'm trying to focus on as well is like kind of like narrowing my focus. I feel like I've got so many different things that I'm trying to do and I'm making no progress at all. And I'm trying to narrow that focus. And so I have to give stuff up in order to make progress. There's the one metaphor for this particular thing is like thinking of it as like a spear. If you're trying to like make progress, sometimes you have to think of your effort as a spear. And if it's wider and less focused, it's not going to puncture through and make progress. So if the more that you can focus that effort, that energy, the more likely you are to actually puncture through and break through and make progress. So anyways, like if I had to give everything up but like one or two things in terms of like outside of like my main job, it would be like I would still do a stream at least once a month, but I'd prioritize videos and bonus content. And who knows, maybe by the end of the year, that's might be what we have to do. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think we can make this. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know, like, bonus content movie night is still on my mind. Bonus content in general is still on my mind, but the priority is videos. The priority is videos. They're going to be unedited at first, but I even question if they should be unedited, if I should. I think I just need to start getting videos out. But I'm always torn between, if you put out something that's not quote unquote enjoyable, like why even do that? That's not entertaining, like why even do that? But you might as well, like, I don't know. Sometimes I think of my business as like a bakery or a sandwich shop. And right now I'm only open for business once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever, once a week. Need to be open for business every day. Need to be open for business every day. People can find new stuff they like. Need to at least have something available. We'll make it better later. We'll improve the recipe. But just get something available for people to watch and be entertained by. I don't know. Unedited video is better than no video. Okay. 4 days a week. Need time to decompress. Yes. Once we get rolling, like I can record, like I'm good recording like 3 or 4 videos in a single session. The wonderful thing about videos is like you can batch record. It's a lot of work to get video ready. It's a lot of work to be like cut out that much time, prepare, get emotionally prepared, physically prepared, mentally prepared, get all the lights set up, get all the computer stuff, get, OBS looking the way that it should, all the updates on the computers, because every time I boot it up to record videos, there's always an update that it has to install. Do all the testing, make sure all the mics work. Sometimes, one time I recorded an entire hour-long video and the mic was muted or something like that, or the video stopped working halfway through or something like that. And that's frustrating. Getting everything set up takes a lot of investment energy, basically. So it's much better to batch record. So that's one of the great things about videos, is like batch recording. And then you can batch upload after that too. So you could do, like, my dream someday is to record like 1 or 2 days a week. But like record for like, theoretically like 4 to 6 hours. And then have like however many videos. But that's it. And then like the rest of the week I'm working on other stuff, doing other projects, helping my hopefully family or whatever, traveling or whatever. I don't know. Auditions, merch, streams, art projects, songs, music. What? I've started recording little ditties again? No, what? You get the idea. So that's my dream goal someday. So hopefully I would have like videos 7 days a week for you guys, but only record them 2 to 4 days a week. But yes, so like therefore I'm saying, like, I agree with you completely, and just presenting the behind the scenes of how that goes, or how that can go, how that can look. Because I completely agree. Okay, cool. Am I stressed? Do I seem stressed? Because that would be accurate. Thank you for the feedback about unedited video better than no video. I appreciate that. That's very helpful for me. Because I'm constantly having that, if not daily, then definitely weekly, discussion in my head about that. Okay. Good night. Be well. I'll see you on Monday. I need to like make little update videos and post them on YouTube so that people who don't come to the streams or weren't able to stay for the entire streams know about the update. A problem or project for another year. Okay, much love. Be well. Take care of yourselves. We will get through this. Stay strong. Okay, much love. Here's Ricky. Ricky, are you in here? Yes, you are. Hi. Can you see the bubba? He emerges from the depths of the blanket. Hi, Lucy. Hi, buddy. You want to come say hi? You already came. Be real careful. I'm gonna be real careful so I don't re-injure your shoulder somehow. I don't know what he did or how he did it. I'm trying to scoot the chair forward. I keep scooting off the chair. Hi, buddy. You want to tell the people how your arm is feeling better? You want to tell the people how your arm is feeling better? I see that the mic is getting quiet. You want to tell the people how your arm is feeling better? Yeah. Were you sleeping really? Oh, you were asleep. He's like dazed. Hi. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're so precious. Big yawn. I let you go back to sleep. I just wanted the people to see you so they can see that you're doing better and you feel better and you're happier. Yeah. Yeah. He's getting pretty spoiled right now. Since his, the injury and the rehab and all that, I just like carry him out to go for walks and carry him back in. He doesn't walk up and down any stairs. He also got one-on-one walks, and therefore so did Lucy. But and he gets a special breakfast every day right now with his hemp oil. So he's getting real spoiled right now for the last couple weeks. He's getting real spoiled. I also give lots of love and attention to Lucy too. But he's baby Ricky right now. That's true. Unedited versus no video at all. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, it would be the devil's advocate argument then would be, let's say you spend 2 hours recording a video, and if you just waited another day to spend 1 or 2 hours editing it instead of recording another video, and you made that video, that much more, with editing, and it's more funny, and it's, it's worth rewatching or it's worth sharing, then that's a better use of that original 2 hours of recording versus so now the 2 hours of unedited versus 4 hours of edited, which one of those is the better? Because you can only release that video once, right? So that would be the retaliatory theoretical argument. And it is valid. Spending extra time on editing to make something more entertaining, which therefore encourages rewatch or encourages sharing, greatly increases the life of a video. It is valid. However, at this current phase, I am in agreement that unedited video is better than no video. Let's just it's like a faucet that has no water coming out. Let's at least get some water coming out. Let's at least get something flowing, even a trickle. And then we can increase the quality and the quantity with time. But we got to get a little bit coming out. Right now, you got to get the business open. Can't have a closed business. Can't have nothing for sale. Got to have something. You are so precious. You are so sweet. You're so gentle. You're such a good boy. He just leaned into me. He just leaned into me. I love these babies so much. Lucy's over there chewing on her nails. I love these babies so much. Okay, good night. Good night. Exactly, Crispy. Yep. Yeah, could do that too. Could do that too. Through the years, in the last couple of years, I've been telling myself, like, all right, you gotta. It's interesting starting off as a video creator and doing like one take videos, and then starting editing and like very successful with an edited video, highway sing-alongs, and then becoming a streamer, and then and this is just one aspect of it, and then streaming, of course, is like unedited, it's just live and one take and improv and imprompt, all that good stuff. And are you gonna don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. There we go. How's that? Is that good? And then trying to get back into to video making. It's like, do you do videos? I have to think of it as like, I'm not, when I think of myself as like a content creator, I think of it as like, well, an improv type of acting, an improv type of performing, because I'm the host and gotta talk, gotta be whatever, and it feels very much like improv in a lot of ways, a solo improv show. But as you move back into like videos, if you are one that's editing, you have to create for editing. And let's assume this is going to be an edited video. The editing is sometimes half or more of the entertainment. The punch-ins, the foreshadowings, the whatever, like Markiplier's editors. I love the editing. Like, obviously Mark is hilarious. And then the editors are so funny as well. Like, they have such great senses of humor and sense of comedic timing and bag of tricks that they pull from. It's just it's so impressive seeing what the editors bring to Mark's already hilarious content. And of course, Mark sets them up for the alley-oop, in a lot of ways, like with what he does when he's recording the video. So it's, but this is like being in awe of like Kobe and Shaq and Michael Jordan and stuff, and I'm just like, I should go shoot some hoops, guys. I got to at least be shooting some hoops, Like, you can get there, kid, but like, you gotta be at least shooting hoops and like showing up for the games. Like right now I'm not, I'm just like staring longingly at the basketball court from my window and like being like, oh, I wish I could go shoot some hoops. I really should go shoot some hoops some of these days, man. Oh, it's been months since I shot some hoops. Is my basketball even inflated? I should go check and see if it's still like got air in it. Do I still have basketball shoes? So, okay. Cool. Time for bed. You guys are getting a lot of insight into like how I see myself and um, my career and content and stuff. Hope that's okay. I hope it's funny and not uh, depressing. Dubbed Ghost Stories anime. Okay, I'll look into that one. Yeah, yeah. I think for me when I'm streaming, I'm performing to talk to you guys, and when I personally watch YouTube videos that have been edited down from streams, uh, there's two things, two different separate aspects. One, I feel like I perform differently when I'm performing for a live audience versus a video audience. Maybe it's just because I'm like wanting to read chat and see y'all's reactions and stuff or whatever. I don't know, but I I think I'm much more immerse either in the game or in the performance when it's a video, when I'm recording it offline. And I think I'm much more like self-aware, like 10, 20% more self-conscious, slightly insecure, not really insecure, but like self-consciousness when it's live, when it's a stream. So I feel like the performances for me personally are very different when I'm recording, when I'm either streaming or when I'm recording. And then when I watch YouTube videos that have been cut down, streams versus videos, I enjoy much personally, just me personally. I personally enjoy less cut down streams into highlight videos versus, I guess maybe there's like exceptions, but in vast majority of the time, I enjoy videos when they're recorded as videos, not cut down as stream highlights. And I'm sure there's exceptions to that rule, but I'm just speaking from my own experience. So that's something that, hi buddy. And that was kind of part of the reason why I didn't keep doing the bonus content, like watch me record live stuff. Cause I can just feel, that I perform differently. Knowing I have a live audience versus when I don't. So, um, I don't know, just sharing more insight. Okay. Dubbed Ghost Stories. Hilarious. Okay. I'll check it out. Okay. Much love. Good night. Going to bed. Can put these little hot dogs in their blankies. He's so gentle. He's so gentle. He's so gentle. Good night. Be well. Take care of yourselves. Do I have an outro screen? I'm going to click on the outro screen. We're going to see what it's like. What you licking me for? Good night. I'll see you Monday. Hopefully videos between now and then. If not, I'm going to make it a goal to get at least one video recorded and uploaded by the end of the month. Going straight for the armpit. No, it's the bicep. He's licking the bicep. It's the bicep. Yeah. One video at least recorded by the end of this month. That's the bicep. Yeah, it's the bicep. Do you want to get down? Is that better? Okay, we're almost done right now. I promise. Dad, I want to go to sleep. Okay. See you on Monday. One at least video by the end of this month. And that's all I'm going to make promises about right now. Because I don't want to make empty promises. Try to really hold strong to promises. Wasn't it funny when we started a stream and then the stream ended within 10 minutes because of the internet? That was funny. Shout out to Darth and Squishy for making the internet service. Big yawn in the stream. That's enough. Okay, now that was the armpit. Well, connected. Okay, good night. That's Ricky telling me he wants to go to sleep. Much love. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Okay, bye. What is this outro screen going to be? That's the puppy screen. That's the puppy video. Puppy cam. That's so funny. for making the internet big yawn. Yep. That's so funny. Hi. Thank you. Are we still? Yeah. Yeah, we're still. Mike is not muted. Hey, don't lick my keyboard. We have two audios. Oh, from the Razer Kaio. Okay. Muted. Muted now. I will take care of that and make sure the webcam does not have an audio source anymore. Okay, bye. This is where the music comes in. This is where the outro music comes in. This is where the outro music comes in. Outro music, doggy dancing. 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 A good night. Okay, bye.